Hey everyone, Jedi64 here, and welcome back to the finale of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Man, this series was just fantastic. I'm sad that it's over, but man, was this good. Alright, this episode takes place all at nighttime, so bump that brightness up, baby. Oh, let's begin. Alright, so the episode picks off right where the last one ended, and Jod is holding out the lightsaber, but he's not threatening them, he's pretending to be the emissary and like a Jedi, tricking the parents into thinking that, and the kids are too scared to bring anything up, and he basically says, yes, the kids are in trouble, I want these droids to have them under constant surveillance until I leave. And the parents just go along with it, thinking that he has some high authority. Firm says something, being like, yes, we were just too much trouble, being all sly about it. And then he's like, you know what, how about you two come with me to meet the supervisor, as hostages. So they had to go meet the supervisor. We cut back to Wim and his dad, his dad is just trying to bond with his son now that he's back, and poor Wim just doesn't know how to function with all that's happening. His dad is like, "Well, now that you're back, we can help set up that assessment test." And Wim's like, "Really? That's ugh." I feel Wim's pain. I really do. His dad is like, "You think I never wanted to? You think I never wanted to go up in the ship and meet a Jedi or something?" And he's like, and Wim's like, he's not even a Jedi. And he's like, there are people out there who want to destroy this place. And Dad's like, well, that's what the supervisor's for. They're just not communicating well. We cut back to Firm and her mom and Jod, who are heading up the elevator. Firm's mom has met the supervisor before, and saying hey, to meet him at such a young age is a huge honor. So they enter the room, and Jod asks, "Is it abandoned?" Because everything's covered in dust and it's all dark. And we finally get to meet the supervisor, who is a droid who's been managing everything. And Fern's mom is like, yes, as decreed by the Great Work. And Jod goes along with it. He's like, all right then. My name is John Nanalwood. I am Jedi Knight and emissary for the Republic. I need my ship to land. And the droid's like, yes, your ship can land, as long as you can clear up one thing. The last message from the Republic dictated that all Jedi were traitors. So what are you lying about? So he, so the droids come out. So Firm is like, he's a pirate wanting to steal the mint. So all the droids come out to arrest him, and then he turns on his lightsaber, deflects the stun blast, and then kills the supervisor, effectively shutting down the power to the whole planet and shutting off all the droids, basically making the planet completely defenseless. All the power shuts off. Wim and all the other kids see that the droids are powered off. Jod tells Firm's mom, why am I always coughing during these recordings? Anyway, Jod threatens Firm's mom to tell him how to shut off the barrier, because he reveals a lever that can destroy the barrier, but Firm's mom is like, no, you can't. That's the key to our survival. So Jod threatens her daughter with a lightsaber, and she has to comply. So they shut off the barrier. He orders the pirates to come down to the surface, and the invasion begins. Win tells his father the truth about Jod, and they head outside and see the massive pirate ship just coming down. The pirate ship gets there, and it starts opening fire on the city. Everything's going to hell. Buses are exploding. Things are going kaboom. It's crazy. So Wim and his dad try to escape. He tries to turn on the car, but Wim's like, no, there's no power. It won't work. His friends show up on their speeder bikes because they still work, and they're like, "Hey, listen, if we can steal the ship and head back out of the planet's atmosphere, we can contact Kim's friends for help." You know, like the X-wings and the Owl Lady from the previous episodes, because this episode did a fantastic job of everything that we had seen throughout the entire series just came together in this episode. It was so satisfying to watch. Swim goes against his dad's orders. He grabs the speeder bike and bails. His dad eventually borrows the one bike from that one kid from the first episode and chases after them, being like, this is ending right now. But then the pirates begin to round up the citizens. Round up the citizens, all of them. Yeah, so anyway. The pirates see them on their speeder bikes and start to open fire on them, so they dodge and weave through the city streets, and they eventually fly through the neighborhood and dodging fire, and then they head over the ramp into the forest from the first episode. They're, they drive through the forest, and then they come across the same ravine where the Onyx Cinder was. They fly over and they land, and the dad's all excited. He's like, "Whoa, that was awesome!" So that was really funny. The chase continues. The pirates chase them towards the school. The kids enter. There's a big chase. Neil's speeder bike gets destroyed and he falls off. He's like, "I'm okay, just keep going." So they do, and he's like, "That ship's gonna need cover." So he heads for the giant cannon that's hidden on top of the school, just like on that one warrior planet, or at Akron. They make it to the ship, they get on board, but the docking clamps are still locked, so Wim's dad realizes that they have to hit the supervisor's tower to unlock them. And his dad is like totally on board now. He's like, "Yeah, no, this is cool." And Wim just has the biggest smile on his face, and I love it. Firm tries to convince her mom that maybe it's okay that they can fight back. But Jod is all like, "Hey, no scheming." And he makes an announcement to the people that he is now their ruler. Wim and his dad dodge and weave the pirates through a canal. It was so cool seeing like a speeder on water. Like that is something I've always wanted to see. Like a speeder just on top of water. Like that just sounds so cool. And I don't know, has that ever happened before where we see a speeder on water before? I don't know. Anyway, they dodge and weave fire and they make it to the tower. Jod points a blaster at Wim, and Wim like lies, makes up a story about how he called the X-wings, and Jod calls him out on it, but Firm backs him up, distracting him long enough for his father to press the button to allow the docking clamps to escape. So KB grabs the ship and bails. She flies it out of the atmosphere with the help of. Dang it! I always SM-33. Yes, I love how he's like, "Hold me head steady, girl." Yeah, like this, like every Star Wars show or TV show needs a good droid, and they absolutely nailed it with SM-33. Like they knocked it out of the park. Neil uses the giant cannon to distract the pirates before he has to bail as they blow it up. KB makes it out of the planet and calls Kim for help, and she sends the X-wings, but not before she gets hit and begins to go down. She's able to make a pretty smooth crash landing, all things considered, in my opinion. She crash lands, but the kids are all worried that she's dead. And Jada's like, "No one's coming to help you. Your friends will never make it past the barrier." So they realize they have to destroy it, but Firm's mom stops her from doing it because she doesn't want like the rest of the galaxy to find Adnan. All of the parents try to stop Jod, but he uses the Force, pushes Wim's dad aside, and he Wim gets to the lever, but before he can pull it, Jod threatens his dad with a lightsaber. If we finally get the backstory of who this guy is. Apparently, he was just a street rat in the sewers, just trying to survive, and then a Jedi found him, tried to train him for a little while, but was eventually hunted down and killed by the Inquisitors. So now he's just. I love it because we're seeing what happens when someone doesn't complete their training and just has no like supervision to control their powers. Because this happens. Wim walks away from the lever and Jod starts monologuing, which I love. I just kept thinking of like the Incredibles movie where it's like, "You got me monologuing," and then like Wim's dad punches him in the face, distracting him. Wim grabs the lightsaber that he dropped, but Jod uses the Force to grab it. So Firm helps him hold it, and then Firm's mom finally helps them pull the lever down to destroy the barrier. The barrier shuts off, and Wim finally gets to hold the lightsaber upright, which, God, that was so satisfying to see. I really wished he used the Force in this episode, but honestly, the fact that he got to hold the lightsaber again, which was what I had wanted so badly in this finale, like for the whole finale, I'm like, "Oh, please pick up the lightsaber." So it was tremendously satisfying. Jod puts down the blaster. I I don't know why he puts down the blaster. I think he puts it down just because like he knows he's defeated because the X-wings are coming. So what's the point? The barrier shuts off because it's like a giant illusion. The whole maelstrom, and the citizens of Ad see the night sky for the first time in decades. The X-wings show up and they destroy the pirate vessel. They go pew 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 bang 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 bang. The pirates are forced to retreat, and God, I did not know I needed to see this in live action, but we get to see the B-wings do their little like mini Death Star lasers from Star Wars Rebels in live action. Holy crap, I did not realize I wanted to see this so badly. Like, look at this. It looks so cool. Oh, Jod stares out the window as he sees the ship plummet to the ground. And this is where things get interesting. We don't actually see what happens to Jod. So Jod could, theoretically, he's either going to A, escape aboard a ship, or B, get captured by the New Republic or get arrested, or C, escape and be like a character in the Mandalorian movie, because I don't think we've seen the last of Jude Law's character, because he killed it in this show. Like, oh, fantastic job. Just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, his story is left open-ended, which I really like, honestly. The kids head to the school where we see that's where the Onyx Cinder crashed. The ramp opens and we see all the credits fall out with KB sliding down the ramp. Of course, KB's fine. I mean, come on, it's a kids show. You think they're gonna kill off a child? But yeah, SM-33 is like, well, that's one of my better landings. Like, I'm glad he's okay. Like, I'm glad they didn't kill him off. Like, I love that. Oh, I love it. So the show ends with Neil looking up at the night sky as he sees like the New Republic ship approaching. I really want a season 2, but all things considered, if we don't get a season 2, I'd be very satisfied. But for season 2, I would love to have like Leia come off of the ship and like her take Wim to Luke to be trained as a Jedi. Like, I feel like that'd be a really cool story. Like, I don't know, there's just more I want to know from Wim's character. Like, I just want to see these characters more. Because man, this show was fantastic. Oh, and then we get like some really fun credits with like the story that Wim was reading from the beginning. And yeah, that's the series. All 8 episodes, baby. This series was created by Christopher Ford and John Watts. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But man, those guys killed it. Like, they wrote it, they directed it, like they killed it, man. Like, this series was just fantastic, start to finish. Like, I can't wait to rewatch it. Like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch it, and like, I don't know, this series was just really good. So yeah, I've had like an absolute blast reviewing this series, and like, I'm really excited for Andor season 2, just so I can make reviews of it, because I love making reviews for you guys to watch. So, oh yeah, well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed my Skeleton Crew reviews, and I will see you all in the next video. But first things first, if you have not seen this series, I highly recommend you watch it. If I had to rate this series, I would give it a 10 out of 10. This series was honestly perfect in my opinion. One of the best series they've ever made. Like, maybe better than The Mandalorian, I'm just saying. Anyway, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you, and bye-bye.